We're turning our attention to a coin that many overlook, but if you look closely, it could be a small treasure hiding in your pocket. Yes, I'm talking about the Jefferson nickel, the humble 5-cent coin that has quietly witnessed over a century of American history. At first glance, a Jefferson nickel seems ordinary. It features Thomas Jefferson on the front, Monticello on the back, and weighs precisely 5 grams. This means it takes exactly 200 nickels to make a kilogram. Standard nickels are made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, a combination that has been consistent for most of the coin's history. Most people never give a second thought to these coins, using them to pay for parking meters or vending machines. But if you look closer, some of these small coins tell a story far richer than their 5-cent face value. During World War II, the United States faced a serious challenge. Nickel was a critical material for war production, and the U.S. Mint needed to find a way to save this valuable resource. The solution was the introduction of the war nickel. Produced between 1942 and 1945, this special nickel replaced most of the nickel content with silver. Each war nickel contains 35% pure silver, along with copper and manganese. The addition of silver instantly made these coins more valuable than the standard 5-cent coin. And there's one easy way to identify a war nickel. Look at the reverse side, above Monticello. If you see a large P, D, or S mint mark in this area, you're holding a piece of history that is instantly more valuable than a regular nickel. But the story doesn't end there. Even beyond the war nickels, certain Jefferson nickels from rare years and specific mint marks are highly sought after by collectors. For example, the 1998 D Jefferson nickel had an incredibly low mintage, meaning very few were ever made. Low mintage numbers often make a coin more collectible, especially when combined with high-quality condition. Collectors refer to nickels with full steps, which means the steps leading up to Monticello on the reverse side are fully visible, with no wear. High-grade full steps coins can fetch hundreds to even over $1,500, depending on condition and rarity. A coin that you might find under the couch cushion or in your pocket could hold a value hundreds of times higher than its face value. That's why it's worth checking your Jefferson nickels closely. Start by examining the date. Are there war nickels from 1942 to 1945? Look for the large mint mark above Monticello. Next, inspect the steps leading up to Monticello. Are they fully defined? Are there any scratches or wear? Coins in pristine condition are much more desirable to collectors. The fascination with Jefferson nickels goes beyond just the silver content. Each coin is a time capsule. A 1943 nickel tells a story of wartime America, of rationing and industrial mobilization. A 1998 D nickel tells a story of rarity and careful preservation. Every scratch, every shiny surface, every fully defined step tells a story that collectors and historians treasure. But let's go even deeper. The war nickels are a prime example of how historical context can transform a humble coin into a valuable collectible. During the war years, nickel was needed for tanks, guns, and other military equipment. By using silver in the nickels instead, the mint ensured that coin production could continue without draining resources needed for the war effort. Today, these coins are prized not just for their metal content but for the story they tell. Owning a war nickel is like holding a piece of American history in the palm of your hand, and it's not just war nickels. Every Jefferson nickel, even the ones from recent decades, can be examined for potential hidden value. Mint marks, low mintage numbers, and perfect condition all play a role in determining value. For collectors, finding a rare nickel is like striking gold. It's a reminder that sometimes, treasures are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for someone with sharp eyes and a little patience to discover them. So, the next time you empty your pockets or go through your coin jar, take a moment to study each Jefferson nickel. Look for the date, check the mint mark, and inspect the steps. You might be holding a coin that is worth far more than its face value. Even a coin that seems ordinary could be hiding a story, a piece of history, and a potential fortune. In conclusion, Jefferson nickels are more than just small pieces of metal. They are reminders of history, collectors' dreams, and the incredible surprises that can be hiding in everyday objects. From war nickels containing silver to rare modern nickels with low mintage and perfect full steps, these coins offer a world of discovery for those willing to look closely. Remember, your pocket change is more than just money. It's history, it's art, and in some cases, it's treasure. So take a careful look, check those dates, examine the mint marks, and inspect the details. Your next Jefferson nickel could be the coin that changes everything. Thank you for joining us here on Old Coins Prices. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another story about hidden treasures in your everyday coins. We're diving deep into the world of Jefferson nickels. Yes, those small, seemingly ordinary 5-cent coins that have been jingling in pockets and drawers across America for decades. But before you casually spend that tiny piece of history, pause for a moment. Look closely at your Jefferson nickel, because this humble coin holds secrets about war, silver, and sudden, sometimes life-changing wealth. Most people glance at it and toss it aside, unaware that the nickel in their hand might be hiding a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for, which rare dates are valuable, and how something as small as a nickel can transform from mere pocket change into a collector's goldmine. Let's start with the basics. A standard Jefferson nickel, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the reverse, weighs precisely 5.000 grams. That means it takes exactly 200 of these coins to reach 1 kilogram. Most nickels are made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, which is why their value is basically face value for everyday spending. But the story of the nickel changes dramatically during World War II. In 1942, the United States Mint needed to conserve nickel for the war effort, because nickel was a critical metal for ammunition and military machinery. So, the Mint came up with a brilliant idea: replace the nickel content with silver. Enter the war nickel, struck between 1942 and 1945. These coins contain 35% pure silver, a substantial amount for a coin that normally wouldn't be worth more than 5 cents. Look carefully at the reverse side of the coin, right above Monticello. If you see a large P, D, or S mint mark sitting above the building, congratulations, you've found a silver treasure. This tiny mark instantly elevates the coin from a mundane nickel to a collectible with significant intrinsic value due to its metal content. And the story doesn't end there. While many war nickels are worth a few dollars today simply for their silver, some dates are incredibly rare and highly sought after. For example, the 1942 D nickel in brilliant uncirculated condition can fetch hundreds of dollars. But that's just the beginning. Even outside the war nickels, certain Jefferson nickels have become highly coveted by collectors. Take the 1981 P nickel, for instance. That year, the U.S. Mint produced far fewer coins than usual, making high-quality examples incredibly rare. But rarity alone isn't enough. Condition matters immensely. Collectors pay top dollar for coins with full steps. On the reverse of the nickel, Monticello's steps are etched in fine detail. A full steps nickel shows every single step perfectly, without any wear or blending. Coins with these full, sharp details can command astonishing prices, sometimes hundreds to over $1,000, even if the coin appears ordinary at first glance. Here's where it gets exciting. Everyday pocket change may be hiding these tiny treasures. Think about the number of nickels you've collected over the years. How many have you checked carefully for mint marks, silver content, or the quality of Monticello's steps? Every jar, drawer, and coin roll is a potential treasure chest waiting to be opened. Collectors and investors around the world hunt for these coins in banks, flea markets, and estate sales. And the thrill isn't just about money, it's about uncovering a piece of history. Each Jefferson nickel tells a story of wartime sacrifices, meticulous minting processes, and the careful preservation of a nation's currency. So, how can you quickly identify the coins worth your attention? Start with these simple steps. Certain years had low mintages or special conditions, like the 1981 P. Look for mint marks, especially on war nickels. The P, D, or S above Monticello signals silver content. There are countless stories of ordinary people discovering extraordinary coins in the most unlikely places. Someone finds a 1943's war nickel in an old jar of coins, another spots a rare 1981p while cleaning out their drawer. Suddenly, a coin they thought was worth 5 cents is valued at hundreds or thousands of dollars. The magic of coins is that they carry history, beauty, and the potential for real-world rewards, all in a piece of metal no bigger than your thumb. Each coin is a tiny time capsule, a fragment of the past that could be hiding immense value in plain sight. We're uncovering the secret stories of one of America's most overlooked coins, the humble Jefferson nickel. You may have hundreds of these sitting in jars, drawers, or even loose in your pockets, but among them, there may be tiny treasures waiting to be discovered. This isn't just a 5-cent coin. In some cases, it could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So, before you spend that tiny piece of history, look closely. The standard Jefferson nickel is a familiar sight, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the front and his beloved Monticello home on the back. Weighing exactly 5 grams, it's usually made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it durability and that classic silvery look. By itself, the average nickel is worth exactly what it says, 5 cents. But history has a way of turning ordinary things into extraordinary treasures. During World War II, the United States faced a shortage of nickel, which was a critical material for making weapons and war machinery. To conserve this valuable metal, the U.S. Mint introduced a temporary change to the composition of the nickel in 1942, producing what collectors now call the war nickel. This coin wasn't just special because of its timing. It contained a remarkable 35% pure silver, along with 56% copper and 9% manganese. That silver content alone made it instantly more valuable than its face value, and today, it's a coin that collectors actively search for. Look closely at the back, just above Monticello. If you see a large mint mark, either P, D, or S, that's your first clue. During the war years, these mint marks were placed above Monticello, rather than in their usual location, making them instantly recognizable. These coins were produced from 1942 through 1945, and even though they were ordinary currency at the time, their silver content and historical significance now make them highly collectible. A war nickel in excellent condition can fetch tens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on its year and mint mark. But the story doesn't end with silver content. Even standard Jefferson nickels, those produced before or after the war, can hold hidden value. Some dates had incredibly low mintages, meaning fewer coins were made, making them rare. For example, nickels from the 1981p mint are highly sought after because of their scarcity. Collectors often look for nickels with full steps, referring to the distinct horizontal steps leading up to Monticello on the back of the coin. Coins that display these steps fully and sharply are considered high grade and can dramatically increase a coin's value. A coin you've been tossing around in your pocket, or ignoring in a coin jar, could be a rare find that collectors would pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars to own. The secret lies in paying attention to the details. Check the year, the mint mark, and the clarity of Monticello's steps. These small features can turn a common nickel into a hidden treasure. Now let's dive a little deeper into the war nickel era. In 1942, when the composition change was first introduced, the mint faced a unique challenge: how to preserve the coin's appearance while substituting nickel with silver. The answer was a carefully balanced alloy, which gave the coins a slightly different color and weight. These subtle differences, combined with the rare placement of the mint mark above Monticello, make identifying war nickels a fun detective challenge for collectors. Some of these coins, particularly those in uncirculated condition, can command prices from $10 to $500 or more, depending on their condition. But silver isn't the only factor that drives value. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A nickel with scratches, wear, or discoloration might still have silver, but it won't fetch top dollar. Conversely, a coin that looks almost brand new can be worth exponentially more. This is why collectors obsess over grading, examining coins with magnifying glasses and careful hands to ensure they spot every detail. Even a small difference in how the steps of Monticello appear or how crisp the date looks can make a difference of hundreds or thousands of dollars. Fast forward to modern nickels. like the 1980s and 1990s series. While these coins lack silver, some remain highly collectible due to low mintage years and special characteristics. For example, nickels with perfectly preserved full steps from the early 1980s or rare variations can still command prices in the hundreds of dollars. And for collectors, the thrill isn't just the money, it's the hunt, the history, and the story each coin carries. First, don't be in a hurry to spend or discard them. Carefully inspect each coin, focusing on the date, mint mark, and back design. Check for those war nickels with silver content, and don't overlook rare dates with full steps. Even a coin that looks ordinary might hold extraordinary value. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about preserving history. Every nickel tells a story of the people, the economy, and the events that shaped America. From Jefferson's face to the steps of Monticello, each coin is a piece of history that can also be a source of unexpected wealth. Before you finish watching this video, take a moment to grab that jar of loose change, or the coins you've been storing in drawers for years. Examine them with curiosity, because hidden among the ordinary may lie something extraordinary. A nickel from 1943, 1944, or 1945 could be silver. A 1981 p could be a rare gem with full steps. And who knows? The next coin you hold might just change your understanding of pocket change forever. We are diving into something that might be lying unnoticed in your pocket or jar at home. It's small, humble, and easily overlooked, but the Jefferson nickel could be hiding secrets worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. Let's start with the basics. The Jefferson nickel is a 5-cent coin that has been in circulation in the United States since 1938. It features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the front, and Monticello, his historic home, on the reverse. Standard nickels weigh exactly 5 grams, and most are composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. They are simple, everyday coins, and if you glance at them, you might assume they hold no real value beyond their face value. During World War II, the United States faced a shortage of nickel, a metal crucial for war production. To save nickel for the war effort, the U.S. Mint decided to produce nickels with a special composition, introducing the famous war nickel from 1942 to 1945. This special war nickel contains 56% copper, 35% silver, and only 9% manganese and nickel. That's right, these coins hold pure silver, making them instantly more valuable than a standard nickel. And the mint left a clever clue for collectors. All war nickels bear a large P, D, or S mint mark above Monticello on the reverse, signaling that they contain silver. Spotting this mark could instantly turn your ordinary pocket change into a small treasure. Now, beyond silver content, some Jefferson nickels are coveted for their rarity and unique features. Certain dates, such as the 2006 P, had incredibly low mintages, making them extremely rare. Collectors especially prize coins in mint condition, where the details are crisp, the surfaces are smooth, and most importantly, the steps leading up to Monticello on the reverse are fully visible. Coins with these full steps can sell for hundreds, sometimes even exceeding $1,000 depending on condition. Imagine holding a nickel in your hand. To most, it is just 5 cents. But if it is a 1943 S war nickel with a silver content, or a rare 2006 P with full steps, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Suddenly, your pocket change is no longer mundane, it becomes a hidden treasure chest, a piece of history with a story and real monetary value. Let's talk about some of the most valuable Jefferson nickels in history. The 1943 S war nickel, for example, is highly sought after. Its silver content alone is worth more than its face value, and because it was minted in limited quantities, high-grade examples sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Then there are rare post-war nickels, like the 2006 P, which have a surprisingly low mintage and feature perfectly preserved full steps. These coins show how condition and rarity combine to create collector value that far exceeds the coin's nominal worth. First, examine the date and mint mark. War nickels are easy to spot because the P, D, or S is placed above Monticello on the reverse. Then, Inspect the coin closely for the condition of the steps. If every step is fully visible and sharply defined, congratulations, you may have a collector-quality coin on your hands. Even if your nickel is not a war nickel, other rare dates and mint errors can create hidden value. A small scratch, a double die, or a misaligned mint mark can transform an ordinary nickel into a coin worth hundreds or more. Now let's step back and think about the bigger picture. Coins are not just currency, they are history frozen in metal. Each Jefferson nickel tells a story. The 1942 war nickel speaks of a nation at war, conserving vital resources while still producing everyday currency. The rare post-war nickels remind us that even in ordinary times, small variations and careful craftsmanship can create extraordinary value. Collecting coins connects us to the past in a tangible, personal way, and it's this connection that makes the hunt for valuable coins so thrilling. The most valuable coins are often hiding in plain sight. You don't have to go digging through old coin collections or visit auction houses to find a treasure. Your own pocket change could contain a Jefferson nickel that transforms from a mere 5 cents into a fortune. It's all about knowing what to look for: the date, the mint mark, the silver content, and the quality of the details. And the excitement doesn't stop with silver or rare dates. Coin collectors also chase nickels with unique errors. Some coins were struck off center, some have double dies, and others have missing mint marks. These errors are extremely rare and can command hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars depending on the severity and rarity. So every time you pull a nickel from your pocket, take a moment to inspect it carefully. You never know what you might find. In conclusion, the Jefferson nickel is far more than a small, everyday coin. Some contain precious silver, some are rare by date and mint, and some display perfect details sought by collectors. What seems ordinary could be extraordinary. So check your dates, examine your mint marks, inspect the steps on Monticello, and look closely for silver. Every nickel tells a story, and one day, you might find a coin in your own pocket with a hidden value that could change your life.